Success is not something that happens overnight, and it certainly doesn't come by chance. It comes from the small decisions you make each day, the habits you develop, and the commitment you have to keep improving, no matter how tough it gets. One of the most powerful ways you can guarantee your success is by educating yourself daily. Imagine a life where you are always learning, always growing, and always stepping up your game. A life where every single day is an opportunity to become better, stronger, and more capable than you were yesterday. That's what education does. It equips you with the tools you need to take control of your life and shape your future. But here's the key. This kind of education isn't just about what you learned in school. It's about the knowledge and skills you actively seek out, the new ideas you explore, and the lessons you choose to embrace as part of your growth. It's about educating yourself on what truly matters, not just today, but for the rest of your life. Today, we're diving deep into the power of self-education. We're going to look at why it's so important to make learning a daily habit and how it can change your life forever. When you choose to educate yourself every single day, you're not just passing time, you're building the foundation for a future you can be proud of. The most successful people in the world didn't get there by sitting idle or waiting for things to come to them. They got there by being committed to constant improvement. So stay with me until the end, because what you're about to learn could be the key to unlocking your fullest potential. This isn't just about gaining knowledge. It's about transforming your life, gaining the confidence to face challenges, and putting yourself in a position to create the future you've always wanted. Keep watching, because the journey of 1,000 steps begins with the decision to educate yourself. And I'll show you exactly how to make that decision count. Number 1, your mind is a garden. Plant wisely. Your mind is working every second of every day. Right now, it's either working for you or against you. And here's the truth. Most people never take control of their own mind. They don't decide what to feed it. They don't filter what gets in. They let the world decide for them. The news, social media, random conversations, gossip, negativity, whatever's around them, that's what they consume. And then they wonder why they feel stuck, unmotivated, or lost. But you're here because you want more. You want to grow. You want to change. And let me tell you something. The moment you take charge of your mind, everything changes. Your mind is like a garden, and whatever you plant in it, whatever you water, whatever you nurture, that's what will grow. If you plant weeds, you get weeds. If you plant strong, healthy seeds, you get a beautiful harvest. Think about that. Every thought you entertain, every book you read, every conversation you have, every video you watch, it's all shaping you. It's either pushing you towards success or pulling you away from it. And if you don't take control of what goes in, don't be surprised when your results in life don't change. You can't grow an orchard of success while planting seeds of doubt and negativity. It doesn't work that way. I remember a time in my life when I didn't get this. I was just going through the motions, doing what everyone else was doing. And let me tell you, that's a dangerous way to live. If you follow the crowd, you'll end up where the crowd ends up. And the crowd, they're broke, they're stressed, they're stuck in cycles they can't break out of. But the moment I started filtering what I allowed into my mind, my whole life shifted. I stopped spending time with people who only talked about problems and never about solutions. I stopped reading things that didn't add value to my life. I stopped wasting time on things that weren't helping me grow. Instead, I started filling my mind with knowledge, with ideas, with strategies. I started surrounding myself with people who were ahead of me, people who had wisdom to share. And let me tell you, the results were incredible. Now let's talk about you, because this isn't just about theory. This is about you taking action today. Ask yourself, what are you planting in your mind every single day? Are you feeding it with growth? Or are you letting weeds take over? Are you choosing to read, to learn, to study, to grow? Or are you letting distractions, excuses, and negativity run your life? Some people say, I don't have time to read, but they have time for TV. They have time for scrolling endlessly on social media. They have time for meaningless conversation. So it's not about time, it's about priorities. And let me be real with you, if you don't make your own growth a priority, life will make sure you stay exactly where you are. That's the hard truth. And it's not meant to discourage you, it's meant to wake you up. Because the moment you realize that your future is 100% in your hands, you take control. So what do? How do you take charge of your mind and start planting the right seeds? Here's where it gets real. First, audit what you're consuming. What are you listening to every day? What are you reading? Who are you spending time with? Because whether you realize it or not, all of it is shaping you. If you're constantly around negativity, you're absorbing it. If you're always consuming useless information, your mind is cluttered with it. Second, replace the junk with growth. Start small. Read something valuable every day, even if it's just for 10 minutes. Listen to something that educates you. Have conversations that challenge your thinking. This isn't about overnight transformation. It's about daily habits that lead to massive change over time. And third, protect your mind like your life depends on it, because it does. When negativity tries to creep in, shut it down. When doubt tries to take over, replace it with action. When people around you try to pull you back into old habits, remind yourself where you're headed. You're not here to stay the same. You're here to grow, to improve, to become the best version of yourself. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, but Jim, what if I've already let too much negativity in? What if I've already wasted years planting the wrong seeds? Let me tell you something. It's never too late to change. The best time to start was years ago. The second best time, right now. It doesn't matter where you've been. It matters where you're going. And the second you decide that you are done letting the world control your mind, that's the second your life starts to change. So here's my challenge for you. For the next 30 days, commit to feeding your mind with growth. Every day, read something valuable. Listen to something that challenges you. Cut out one negative habit. Be intentional about what you let in. And I promise you, if you do this consistently, you'll start to feel the shift. Your thoughts will change. Your energy will change. Your confidence will grow. Your results will improve. And you'll look back and wonder why you didn't start sooner. Because here's the truth. The greatest investment you'll ever make is in your own mind. The people who succeed, the people who live fulfilled lives, the people who achieve their dreams, they are the ones who took their education into their own hands. They didn't wait for someone else to teach them. They didn't let circumstances decide for them. They made the decision to educate themselves every single day. And that's the decision I want you to make today. No more letting the world plant weeds in your mind. No more waiting for the right time. No more excuses. Take control, plant wisely, and watch your life transform. Number 2, the more you learn, the more you earn. The world is changing every single day, whether you like it or not. The question is, are you changing with it? Are you growing, adapting, and learning? Or are you staying the same, hoping things will work out? Because let me tell you something, hope is not a strategy. You can hope all you want, but if you're not actively learning, if you're not feeding your mind with new knowledge, then you're falling behind. The truth is, the more you learn, the more you earn. And I don't just mean money, though that's part of it. I mean everything. The more you know, the more confident you become. The more knowledge you gain, the more opportunities you create. The more you invest in yourself, the more valuable you are to the world. And in a world that rewards value, that's the ultimate advantage. Look at the people who are successful. Look at the ones who are living life on their own terms, building businesses, leading teams, creating wealth, making an impact. What do they all have in common? They never stopped learning. They didn't just rely on what they were taught in school. They took control of their education. They read books. They studied. They surrounded themselves with smarter people. They made personal growth a daily habit. And that's the secret. If you want more out of life, you have to become more. If you want to increase your income, increase your knowledge. If you want to change your circumstances, change what you know. The more you grow, the more doors open for you. That's not an opinion, that's a fact. Most people don't get this. They think learning stops after school. They think that once they get a job, they're set. But that's why most people are stuck. That's why they struggle. They're waiting for someone to come along and give them a raise, give them a promotion, give them an opportunity. But the world doesn't work like that. You don't get rewarded for time served. You get rewarded for value created. And the only way to create more value is to learn more. Think about this. Two people start the same job on the same day. One spends years just doing what they're told, never improving, never growing. The other spends those same years learning everything they can, studying their industry, developing new skills, understanding how to become more efficient, more effective. Who do you think is going to move up faster? Who do you think is going to earn more, have more control over their life? It's obvious. Now let's talk about you, because this isn't just about knowing the truth. It's about acting on it. You have a choice. You can continue living the way you've always lived, doing the same things, getting the same results. Or you can make the decision today to take control of your own education. And no, I don't mean going back to school. I mean real-world education, the kind that makes a difference, the kind that actually increases your income, improves your mindset, and helps you create a life that you want. I mean reading books that challenge your thinking. I mean listening to people who are already where you want to be. I mean studying success like it's your job. Because guess what? It is your job. If you want to succeed, if you want to break out of mediocrity, then learning is your responsibility. Some people say, "But Jim, I don't have time to read. I don't have time to study." And let me be real with you, that's just an excuse. Because the truth is, you have time for whatever you make a priority. If you have time for TV, you have time to read. If you have time to scroll through social media, you have time to learn something valuable. The problem isn't time. The problem is commitment. If something matters to you, you'll make time for it. Let me give you a challenge. Starting today, commit to learning something new every single day. Just 30 minutes. That's it. Read 10 pages of a good book. Listen to an audiobook in the car. Watch an interview with someone who has the results you want. Just do something that adds value to your mind. Because when you do this consistently, your life will start to change. You'll start to think differently. You'll start to see opportunities that you never saw before. And let me tell you, when you become the kind of person who is constantly learning, constantly improving, constantly leveling up, you become unstoppable. You stop waiting for opportunities because you create them. You stop hoping for success because you build it. And when you do that, the world takes notice. People will want to work with you. They'll want to invest in you. They'll want to give you opportunities because you have something most people don't: knowledge and the discipline to use it. So ask yourself, what are you learning right now that's making you better? What skills are you developing that are increasing your value? What knowledge are you acquiring that's helping you move forward? If you don't have an answer, then today is the day to start. Because the more you learn, the more you earn. That's the rule. That's how the world works. You don't have to be the smartest person in the room. You just have to be the person who never stops learning. Because when you commit to lifelong education, when you dedicate yourself to growth, there will be no limits to what you can achieve. The question is, are you willing to do what it takes? If the answer is yes, then start today. Because your future starts now. Number 3, self-education is the key to freedom. It's not just about learning new things. It's about gaining the freedom to choose your life. When you take charge of your own learning, you begin to break free from the constraints that hold others back. You stop relying on someone else to tell you what to do, how to think, or what you're capable of. The key to your freedom lies in your ability to educate yourself, to build your own knowledge and skills, and to grow outside of the confines of traditional education. See, most people think freedom comes from the ability to make choices. But here's the truth. Freedom doesn't come from making random choices. It comes from making informed choices. And the only way to make informed choices is through education. The more you learn, the more you understand about how the world works, about the opportunities around you, and most importantly, about yourself. You begin to see the full spectrum of what's possible, and that is the ultimate freedom. Self-education is one of the most powerful tools you can use to change your life. Think about it. Everything you have, everything you've achieved, and everything you will achieve, all starts with knowledge. If you want to earn more, you need to know more. If you want to be healthier, you need to understand your body. If you want better relationships, you need to learn the dynamics of human connection. Every single area of your life can be improved with the right knowledge, and the only person responsible for gaining that knowledge is you. That's the difference between those who settle for mediocrity and those who build extraordinary lives. The people who thrive understand that their future is created by what they choose to learn and apply today. Those who are content to rely on what they were taught in school or what they were told by others are always one step behind, always reacting to life rather than proactively shaping it. And it's not because they don't have potential, it's because they haven't taken control of their education. Look around you. The world is filled with people who have access to the same resources, the same information, the same opportunities. But what sets the successful apart from the rest is their dedication to self-education. You see, when you take your education into your own hands, you step into your power. You stop waiting for someone to give you permission to succeed. You stop relying on luck, on timing, or on chance. You become the architect of your own future. The key to building a life of freedom isn't in waiting for someone to hand it to you. It's in choosing to develop the mindset, the skills, and the knowledge that will move you forward. It's about actively seeking out the information that can help you unlock your potential. It's about making a decision that you will never stop learning, never stop growing, and never stop evolving. Let me give you an example. Think about someone who wants to start a business. They have a dream, they have an idea, but what happens next? They can either jump in without any knowledge and hope it works out, or they can educate themselves on how to run a business, how to manage finances, how to market effectively, how to lead people, and give themselves a much greater chance of success. The difference is, in the level of education they're willing to invest in themselves. The more they learn, the better their chance of creating something successful. And the more they grow, the more freedom they gain. Freedom to choose how they spend their time, how they generate income, and how they live their lives. But it doesn't just apply to business. Think about health. If you want to be healthier, you could rely on the advice of others, or follow the latest diet trend. Or you could educate yourself on nutrition, on fitness, on how your body works. When you understand what you need to eat, how to exercise, and how to take care of your mental and emotional health, you gain the freedom to take control of your body. You don't have to wait for a doctor or a trainer to tell you what to do. You can make informed choices every single day. And the more you know, the more freedom you have to choose the life you want to live. What I'm telling you is this: self-education is your ticket to freedom. It's the one thing no one can take away from you. When you build a habit of learning, you create a mindset that will serve you for the rest of your life. You build a life where you are in control, where you make the rules, where you set the course, and where you choose your own destiny. Now, I know that for many people, the idea of self-education might feel overwhelming. You might think, where do I start? Or how do I make the time? The truth is, it's not as complicated as you think. It doesn't take hours of study every day, or a degree in a specific field. It takes small, consistent actions. It's about reading a few pages of a book each day. It's about listening to podcasts that teach you something new. It's about taking the time to learn a new skill, or improve an existing one. And over time, these small efforts compound into massive results. But here's the thing: you have to start. You have to take that first step. You can't wait for someone to give you permission to learn. You can't wait for the perfect time to start. The perfect time is now. The moment you decide to take control of your own education is the moment you begin to unlock your freedom. Self-education is also about being resourceful. You don't need a fancy school or expensive classes to get started. There are books, videos, podcasts, and online resources that give you the knowledge you need to start building the life you want. You have access to everything you need right now. What matters is your willingness to take action. What matters is your commitment to growing every single day. And here's the most important part: education doesn't stop. Once you start, you have to keep going. This isn't a one-time thing. It's a lifelong journey. Every day is an opportunity to learn something new, to refine your skills, to become a better version of yourself. And as you do this, you'll find that your freedom expands. You'll have more choices, more opportunities, and more control over your future. So if you want freedom, if you want to live a life that's truly your own, make self-education a priority. Invest in yourself. Commit to learning something new every single day. You'll be amazed at how much your life will change, and how much power you'll have to shape your own destiny. The key to freedom is in your hands. All you have to do is reach out and grab it. Number 4, success leaves clues. Follow the right mentors. Success isn't something that just happens overnight. It doesn't appear out of thin air, nor does it come by accident. Success leaves clues. The people who achieve great things in this world, those who build empires, create lasting legacies, and live life on their own terms, didn't just stumble upon success. They studied it. They learned from those who came before them. They followed the paths already laid out by others who had achieved the same or more. And that's something most people overlook. They think success is a secret, something elusive or reserved for a select few. But the truth is, success is far less of a mystery than people think. It's a pattern. It's a set of steps that anyone can follow if they're willing to look for the clues. The most successful people don't have some magical advantage over you. They don't have some hidden power that you don't have access to. What they have is a roadmap built by the experiences of others, by the mistakes and triumphs of people who went before them. These people understood that success is a result of a series of decisions, habits, and actions. And those decisions and actions can be learned. They're not a random series of events. They're the result of someone following a process. Think about the greatest minds in history. They all had mentors. They all studied others who had done what they wanted to do. They looked for patterns in success. They asked questions, dug deeper, and sought to understand how things worked. And then they applied that knowledge. That's how success works. It's not about inventing the wheel. It's about finding the wheels that work and learning how to make them spin in your own life. One of the best ways to ensure your success is to find someone who's already been where you want to go and learn from them. It's that simple. Find a mentor. Find someone whose life you admire, whose success you can look up to, and learn from their journey. Study what they did to get where they are. It's that straightforward. Most people think they have to figure everything out on their own, but you don't have to. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. In fact, reinventing the wheel is one of the most exhausting and inefficient things you can do. Instead, learn from someone who's already figured it out. Understand their journey, see what they did right, and learn from the mistakes they made along the way. There's no need to repeat those mistakes when someone else has already gone through them. When you begin to look at success this way, through the lens of learning from others, you shift your perspective. Success isn't this far off, impossible dream. It becomes a series of manageable steps. You're no longer out here trying to figure things out in isolation. Instead, you're part of a bigger picture, learning from those who have already walked the path and laid the foundation for you to follow. And as you follow their example, you'll start to see your own success begin to unfold. Because the principles of success apply to everyone, regardless of their background, their resources, or their circumstances. The only thing that separates you from success is your willingness to learn from those who have already achieved it. Here's the thing. You don't have to spend your life struggling to get ahead. You don't have to make all the mistakes yourself. You don't have to waste time trying to figure everything out on your own. You have the opportunity to learn from the very best. The people who have already achieved what you want to achieve. The ones who have already built the life you want to live. They're out there. They've written books. They've made speeches. They've created videos. They've shared their knowledge. All you have to do is show up and be willing to listen. This is the power of mentorship and learning from those who have been successful. It's not about taking shortcuts. It's about learning from the experiences of others and avoiding the mistakes they made. It's about standing on the shoulders of giants. And when you choose to learn from others, you shorten the time it takes to reach your own goals. You create your own success much faster. You don't have to reinvent the process. You just have to apply the lessons of those who came before you. But there's another layer to this. Learning from successful people isn't just about copying their actions. It's also about adopting their mindset. Successful people think differently. They approach problems differently. They see challenges as opportunities, not obstacles. They understand that setbacks are just part of the process, and they don't let failure define them. If you want to be successful, you need to learn how to think like a successful person. You need to adopt the mindset that allows you to turn adversity into growth. You need to learn how to persist, how to stay focused, and how to keep moving forward, even when things get tough. Success isn't just about doing the right things. It's about thinking the right way. And when you learn from those who have already succeeded, you start to adopt that mindset. You start to think like a winner, act like a winner, and eventually become a winner. This is where the power of mentorship truly comes in. The right mentor not only teaches you what to do, but they also teach you how to think. They show you how to approach challenges, how to keep your mindset strong, and how to stay focused on the bigger picture. They help you develop the mental toughness and resilience you need to weather any storm and stay on track toward your goals. And once you start learning from the right people, once you start following the clues that success has already laid out for you, something amazing starts to happen. You begin to see the world differently. You begin to recognize opportunities where others see problems. You start to understand the patterns of success, and you begin to apply them in your own life. But here's the catch. You can't just watch. You can't just listen. You have to take action. You have to apply what you learn. You can't just sit there and wait for success to come to you. You have to go after it. When you learn from those who have succeeded, you gain the tools and knowledge you need to succeed as well. But without action, that knowledge is useless. You need to take the lessons, put them into practice, and keep moving forward. It's in the doing that success is born. So if you're serious about your future, if you're serious about your success, start looking for mentors. Start learning from those who have already achieved what you want to achieve. Study their habits, study their mindset, and study their actions. Apply those lessons to your own life, and watch your success unfold. Remember, success leaves clues. The question is, will you follow them? Number 5, surround yourself with smarter people. Success doesn't happen in isolation. It's not a solo journey, it's a team effort. The people around you have a profound impact on your life, your success, and your growth. You are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. That's a powerful thought, isn't it? If you think about it, the people closest to you are shaping who you are, whether you realize it or not. And if you want to level up your life, if you want to achieve more, you need to surround yourself with people who challenge you, inspire you, and make you better. The people you spend time with will either lift you up or pull you down. And if you're serious about success, it's time to take a hard look at the people you're surrounding yourself with. The truth is, most people settle. They settle for comfort. They settle for mediocrity. They settle for the same routine every day. And when you're surrounded by people who are content with mediocrity, it's easy to fall into the same trap. But success doesn't come from being comfortable. Success comes from pushing yourself beyond your limits, from challenging yourself, from constantly growing. And that's why it's so important to be around people who are doing the same. If you want to grow, if you want to push yourself further than you've ever gone before, you need to surround yourself with people who are doing the same. You need to be around people who are constantly striving for more. People who are setting goals, taking action, and working hard to make their dreams a reality. Think about it. When you're around people who are constantly growing and challenging themselves, it motivates you to do the same. It's contagious. You start to raise your own standards. You start to push yourself harder. You start to think bigger. And when you surround yourself with high achievers, you start to believe that you can achieve more too. You see the possibilities, and you start to believe in your own potential. But if you're surrounded by people who are satisfied with mediocrity, you'll start to believe that's all there is. You'll start to think that's the best you can do, and your growth will stagnate. When you surround yourself with people who are smarter, more ambitious, and more driven than you elevate your own thinking. You start to see the world in a different way. You start to see opportunities where you once saw roadblocks. You start to think bigger, aim higher, and take more decisive action. It's like the people around you become a mirror that reflects the best version of yourself. They push you to do more, be more, and become more. And when you start to level up, it's only a matter of time before you see your own success unfold. But here's the thing. You don't want to be the smartest person in the room. You don't want to be the one who knows it all. You want to be around people who challenge you, people who can teach you something new, people who push you outside of your comfort zone and make you see things from a different perspective, people who can help you grow and evolve. That's how you create a powerful network of success. By surrounding yourself with people who bring something valuable to the table, people who inspire you to do more, to think more, and to become the best version of yourself. There's a reason why top athletes, successful entrepreneurs, and high achievers surround themselves with mentors, coaches, and like-minded people. They understand the power of influence. They understand that the people around them can either push them to greatness or hold them back. And they choose to surround themselves with people who are on the same path. people who are committed to constant growth and improvement. When you surround yourself with those who are driven and motivated, it's hard not to be motivated yourself. Their energy, their mindset, and their determination will rub off on you. But it's not just about finding people who are successful. It's about finding people who are on the same journey as you, people who are going in the same direction. It's about finding people who are committed to growth and who are willing to invest in their own personal development. These are the people who will help you level up. They're the ones who will challenge you to be better, to work harder, to stay focused, and to push through the obstacles that come your way. They won't let you settle for anything less than your best. And when you surround yourself with people like that, it's almost impossible not to succeed. But let me be clear, surrounding yourself with the right people isn't enough on its own. You have to put in the work. You have to show up every day and do your part. You have to take action, stay focused, and keep pushing yourself. But when you have the right people by your side, the journey becomes easier. The challenges become more manageable. The roadblocks become less intimidating. And with the support of the right people, you'll find the strength to keep going when things get tough. They'll remind you of your potential. They'll encourage you to keep going. They'll believe in you even when you don't believe in yourself. And when you have people like that in your life, success becomes inevitable. Now I want you to think about this for a moment. The people you surround yourself with don't just influence your success. They also influence your mindset, your attitude, and your beliefs. The people you spend time with shape the way you think about yourself and your future. If you're around negative, pessimistic people, you'll start to believe that success is out of your reach. You'll start to think that it's too hard, that it's impossible, and that you're not capable of achieving your dreams. But when you're surrounded by positive, supportive, and encouraging people, you start to believe that anything is possible. You start to believe in your own potential. You start to believe that you can overcome any challenge and achieve anything you set your mind to. So ask yourself, who are you surrounding yourself with? Are they lifting you up or holding you back? Are they encouraging your growth or reinforcing your limitations? If you want to change your life, you have to change the people you spend your time with. You have to find people who challenge you, people who inspire you, and people who will hold you accountable for your actions. Surround yourself with people who are committed to growth and watch your own growth skyrocket. It's simple. Success isn't just about what you do, it's about who you do it with. Surround yourself with the right people, and you'll be amazed at how much easier it is to reach your goals, to stay motivated, and to achieve the success you've always dreamed of. The right people will not only support you, they will push you to become the best version of yourself. And when you do that, success will follow. Number 6, apply what you learn immediately. The moment you learn something new, it's not just information sitting in your head. It's power, it's potential, it's opportunity. And here's the truth. Knowledge is only useful if you do something with it. The world doesn't reward you for just learning. It rewards you for applying what you've learned. There's a big difference between knowing something and actually doing something about it. We all have this tendency to gather knowledge, to consume information. But if we're not putting that knowledge into action, it's just sitting there taking up space. You're capable of so much more when you take the knowledge you gain and immediately use it. That's where the magic happens. That's where the transformation happens. You can listen to as many podcasts, read as many books, and watch as many videos as you want. But if you don't start implementing those lessons into your daily life, you're just spinning your wheels. Real growth doesn't come from accumulating information. It comes from taking that information and turning it into action. You can read about time management, but until you put it into practice, you'll never experience the benefits. You can listen to motivational speakers every day, but if you don't take action on their advice, you're not going to get any closer to your goals. Action is what moves you forward. It's what gets you closer to success. Without it, everything else is just noise. Think about all the things you've learned in your life. How much of it are you actually using? The truth is, most people learn things, nod along in agreement, and then move on without implementing any of it. They forget what they've learned, or they get distracted by the next shiny thing that promises them the next piece of useful knowledge. But real winners, successful people, they're the ones who don't just consume information. They take that knowledge and they put it to work. They experiment with it. They tweak it. They make it their own. They take action, even if it's small steps, but they take action every single day. And that's the difference between the dreamers and the doers. The best part is, it doesn't have to be a big, complicated action. It can be something as simple as applying one thing you learned today. It's about starting, taking that first step, no matter how small, and building momentum. The key is consistency. Small actions, done consistently over time, will compound into massive results. This is how you create real change in your life. But you have to make the decision right now to apply what you learn. Because without that decision, nothing is going to change. You'll stay stuck in the same cycle of learning, without doing, of knowing, without achieving. I get it. Taking action can feel overwhelming, sometimes. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that you need to know everything before you can start. But that's not how it works. You don't need all the answers to start. You just need to start. You learn as you go. You adjust. You improve. And over time, you'll be amazed at how much progress you've made. The more you practice, the better you get. But you can't get better if you're sitting on the sidelines, watching other people take action while you just gather more knowledge. That's not how success is built. Success is built by taking action every single day, even when it feels difficult, even when you don't feel like it, even when you don't have all the answers. Success is built by showing up and doing the work. And here's something important to remember. You don't have to do it all at once. Taking action doesn't mean you have to tackle everything in one go. It's about focusing on one thing at a time and making steady progress. If you want to build discipline, you don't need to transform everything overnight. Start with one small habit, one action that you can do every day, without fail. It might be something as simple as waking up a little earlier, or writing down your goals every morning. Over time, these small actions compound and build momentum. And when you look back, you'll realize that those small steps turned into giant leaps forward. It's easy to get distracted by all the things you think you should be doing. But the truth is, focus is your best friend when it comes to taking action. When you focus on just one thing, you can go all in. You can pour your energy, your time, and your effort into that one thing, and watch as you get closer to your goal. Don't let yourself get overwhelmed by trying to do everything. Pick one thing to focus on and commit to it fully. The more you focus, the more effective your action will be, and the more effective your action is, the faster you'll see results. Remember, it's not about how much you know, it's about what you do with what you know. You can read all the books in the world, but if you don't apply what you've learned, it's not going to change your life. It's not going to move you toward your goals. It's not going to bring you the success you're looking for. Only action does that. So take what you've learned today, take what you're learning in this moment, and apply it. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait until you feel ready. Don't wait for everything to fall into place. Start right now, with whatever you have. Take one small step, and then take another. And soon enough, those small steps will turn into big strides. Consistency is the key to success. When you show up every day and take action, even when it feels hard, that's when you start to build real momentum. You start to create habits that will serve you for the long term. You start to change the way you think, the way you work, and the way you live. You'll be amazed at what you can accomplish by simply taking action every single day. So commit to it. Make it a daily practice. Take one action today, and then do it again tomorrow, and the next day, and the next. And before you know it, you'll be on your way to achieving your goals. The most successful people in the world didn't get there by sitting around waiting for things to happen. They got there by taking action, by working hard, by staying consistent. They didn't wait for the perfect moment or for all the stars to align. They made things happen by showing up day after day and putting in the work. And that's the power of taking action. When you make the decision to act on what you've learned, you open the door to limitless possibilities. So what are you waiting for? It's time to take action right now. Number 7. Your habits define your future. Success is built on habits. The way you spend your days is the way you spend your life. It's not the big moments or the grand gestures that make a difference. It's the small things you do consistently, day after day. Most people overlook this because they're looking for quick fixes, instant gratification. But here's the truth. Real success is a result of habits, not sudden bursts of effort. It's those daily, consistent actions that lead to results over time. So when you look at someone who's successful, don't think they've just gotten lucky. Think about their habits. They have developed the right habits that propel them toward their goals. And that's something you can do too. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that success is something that happens overnight. We see people who've achieved great things, and we think they must have some secret, some hidden talent or ability that we don't have. But the truth is, they didn't get there because of a one-time effort. They got there because they made the right choices, day after day. They developed habits that worked for them, and they stuck with them. And that's what you need to do too. The first step is recognizing that your habits are shaping your future, whether you realize it or not. When you wake up in the morning, what do you do first? Do you jump out of bed and get straight to work? Or do you hit the snooze button and start your day off sluggish? Your mornings set the tone for the rest of your day. If you start your day with purpose and intention, you're more likely to carry that momentum with you throughout the day. But if you start your day in a rush, without a plan, you're going to feel overwhelmed before the day even begins. The key is to develop habits that support the life you want to create. Whether that's waking up earlier, exercising in the morning, meditating, or planning your day in advance, it's about setting yourself up for success before you even start. Success isn't about big, dramatic changes. It's about the small things you do every day that compound over time. It's the habit of reading a little every day. It's the habit of taking care of your body. It's the habit of being intentional with your time. Success doesn't just happen. You create it with your habits. And it starts with the decisions you make every day, the choices you make with how you spend your time. It's easy to say you want success, but if your habits aren't aligned with that desire, you're going to struggle. If you want to build the life you want, you need to develop habits that support it. You can't wait for motivation to strike. Motivation is fleeting, but habits are something you can rely on every single day. And it's those habits that will keep you moving forward, even when things get tough. You need to take a hard look at your current habits and ask yourself, are these the habits of a successful person? Are these the habits that will get me closer to my goals? If not, then it's time for a change. It's time to replace those unproductive habits with habits that will help you grow. But don't expect instant results. This is a process. Changing your habits takes time and effort, but it's worth it. You have to stick with it, even when it gets hard. And here's the thing, the longer you stick with your new habits, the easier it gets. The more you do something, the more it becomes a part of who you are. Eventually, your new habits will feel just as natural as the old ones. And that's when you'll start to see the results. Building good habits isn't just about achieving your goals. It's about becoming the person you need to be in order to achieve those goals. Success isn't just a destination. It's a process. It's about constantly improving, constantly growing, and becoming the best version of yourself. And that all starts with your habits. So what are you doing every day that's getting you closer to the person you want to become? If your habits aren't in alignment with your goals, then it's time to make a change. You have the power to create the life you want, one habit at a time. It's also important to recognize that habits aren't just about what you do. They're also about what you don't do. It's about saying no to distractions, saying no to things that don't serve your goals, and saying yes to things that move you forward. One of the hardest things about building good habits is learning to say no. It's about prioritizing what really matters, even if that means letting go of things that no longer serve you. When you get clear on what's most important to you, it becomes easier to say no to things that don't align with your values. This is how you create the space for your good habits to grow. The good news is, it's never too late to start building new habits. You don't have to wait for a fresh start or a new year to make a change. Every single day is an opportunity to make better choices. If you want to build discipline, it starts today. If you want to build resilience, it starts today. If you want to build success, it starts today. It doesn't matter where you've been or what you've done in the past. All that matters is what you do from this moment forward. So start today. Take one small step toward building the habits that will transform your life. And here's something important. You don't have to do everything perfectly. You don't have to be perfect to be successful. You just have to be consistent. If you miss a day or slip up, that doesn't mean you've failed. It means you're human. But the key is to keep going. Get back on track the next day and keep working toward your goals. It's the consistency that matters, not perfection. The more consistent you are with your habits, the closer you'll get to your goals. And that's the real secret to success. Daily, consistent action. You have the power to shape your future with your habits. Your habits define who you are, and they define where you're going. So take control of your habits, and take control of your life. If you want a different future, you need to build different habits. The life you want is waiting for you. It's time to step up, take responsibility, and create the habits that will get you there. Remember, it's not about the big things. It's about the little things, done consistently, every single day. That's how you create the life you want. That's how you build a successful future. Number 8, control your mental diet. Success is not just about what you do, but what you allow to enter your mind. The idea of a mental diet is often overlooked, but it can be the most powerful tool in your success journey. Just like how what we put into our bodies affects our physical health, what we put into our minds shapes our thoughts, actions, and ultimately our results. The key to success is not only about cultivating positive thoughts, but also about rejecting negativity, distractions, and anything that does not contribute to your growth. It's about guarding your mind with the same diligence that you guard your body. You see, every day we are bombarded with information. The news, social media, conversations with friends, and even the shows we watch can all influence the way we think. If we're not careful, we can end up consuming negative energy that holds us back, rather than fueling our growth. That's why it's crucial to be selective about what you let into your mental space. Your mental diet is like the food you eat. If you feed your mind with negativity, doubt, and fear, that's what you'll get more of in your life. On the other hand, when you feed your mind with positive thoughts, ideas, and inspiration, it's going to produce better results. It's easy to get caught up in the noise around us. We live in a world where we're constantly being told what's wrong with the world, what we can't do, or what we don't have. If you spend your time listening to those messages, it can be hard to stay motivated, stay disciplined, or even see the opportunities in front of you. But remember, what you focus on expands. If you constantly focus on problems, lack, and negativity, that's all you'll see. But if you shift your focus to solutions, to opportunities, and to the things you can control, you'll begin to see the world differently. You'll start to see a world full of potential and possibility. One of the best ways to control your mental diet is to be intentional about what you expose yourself to. It starts with your environment. Who are you surrounding yourself with? Are the people around you lifting you up, or are they dragging you down? Are they encouraging you to grow, or are they focused on complaining and negativity? The people you spend time with can either inspire you or limit you. You need to make sure that the people you're surrounding yourself with are people who are supportive, positive, and forward-thinking. They should be the kind of people who encourage you to become the best version of yourself. Along with the people in your life, the content you consume plays a huge role in shaping your mental diet. What are you watching on TV? What are you listening to? What are you reading? Every piece of content you consume has an impact on your mindset. If you're constantly watching shows that fill your mind with drama, gossip, and negativity, it's going to be hard to stay focused on your goals. But if you choose to watch content that uplifts you, teaches you something new, and pushes you to think critically, you'll find that it becomes easier to stay motivated and focused on your success. Reading is one of the most powerful tools you have when it comes to controlling your mental diet. If you want to change your life, you need to change what you're feeding your mind. Find books, articles, and blogs that are filled with knowledge and wisdom that inspire you to take action. It's incredible what a good book can do for your mindset. You'll start to see things from a different perspective, and you'll be inspired to take your life to the next level. The more you learn, the more you grow, and the more equipped you become to handle the challenges that come your way. So don't just spend your free time watching TV or scrolling through social media. Invest your time in reading, learning, and growing. Your future self will thank you. It's also important to limit exposure to negativity in your life. That means being mindful of what you listen to on the news or social media. Sure, it's important to stay informed, but there's a fine line between being informed and being consumed by negativity. If you're constantly absorbing negative news, it can have a detrimental effect on your mindset. It can create fear, doubt, and uncertainty in your mind, which can block your path to success. Instead of focusing on what's wrong with the world, focus on what you can do to make it better. Focus on your goals, your purpose, and your vision. That's how you protect your mental diet from negativity. Another important part of managing your mental diet is practicing gratitude. The more you focus on the good things in your life, the more you will attract positivity. Gratitude shifts your focus away from what's lacking and brings your attention to what's abundant in your life. Every day, take a few moments to reflect on what you're thankful for. It could be something as simple as a beautiful sunrise, a warm cup of coffee, or the support of a friend. When you practice gratitude, you train your mind to focus on what's going right, rather than what's going wrong. It's an incredibly powerful tool for shifting your mindset and attracting more of what you want into your life. In addition to gratitude, another key part of your mental diet is mindfulness. This is the practice of being present in the moment, without letting your mind wander to the past or future. When you're mindful, you're able to fully experience the present and make more conscious decisions. This can help you avoid getting caught up in distractions or negative thought patterns. Practicing mindfulness can also help you stay focused on your goals and increase your ability to take action. It helps you tune out the noise and stay aligned with your true purpose. What you expose yourself to on a daily basis shapes your worldview, your thoughts, and ultimately your reality. So if you want to create a successful life, you have to make sure that your mental diet is filled with positivity, inspiration, and growth. Fill your mind with things that inspire you, motivate you, and challenge you to be better. Surround yourself with people who lift you up and avoid negativity and distractions as much as possible. Your mental diet is one of the most powerful tools you have for achieving success. Take control of it, and you'll start to see incredible results in every area of your life. The key to a successful life lies in the choices you make every day, including the choices you make about what you feed your mind. Don't allow negativity, fear, or doubt to consume your thoughts. Instead, choose to fill your mind with positive, empowering messages that will help you grow. The more you protect your mental diet, the more success you'll attract into your life. It's time to take control of your thoughts and take control of your future. Number 9, teach what you learn. The power of teaching what you learn is something that cannot be overstated. We live in a world where information is constantly flowing, but the real magic happens when you start sharing that knowledge with others. The process of teaching forces you to solidify your understanding of a concept, but it also creates a ripple effect. You don't just transform your own life, but you influence the lives of those around you. The impact you make by teaching others can go far beyond what you initially expect. It's one of the most effective ways to deepen your own learning and contribute meaningfully to the world. When you take the time to teach, something incredible happens. You begin to reinforce the very things you've learned. As you explain concepts to others, you start to see them in new ways. You may have heard something 100 times, but when you explain it to someone else, suddenly it clicks in a different light. You begin to realize that the knowledge you've gained is not just for your benefit, but for the benefit of those around you. That's when it becomes truly powerful. One of the greatest gifts you can give is the knowledge you've acquired. It doesn't matter if it's a business strategy, a life lesson, or a personal insight. You can change someone's life by sharing what you've learned. Think about it. The people you look up to, the mentors who have helped guide you, they all took the time to share their knowledge with you. They didn't keep it to themselves. They passed it along because they understood the value of teaching. It's how the cycle of growth continues, and it's how you can contribute to that cycle. It's also important to understand that teaching doesn't have to be formal. It doesn't have to involve a classroom or a grand lecture. Teaching can happen in everyday moments. It happens when you have a conversation with a friend and share a lesson that you've learned. It happens when you mentor someone, or even when you write down your thoughts in a journal or on a blog. Every time you pass on your knowledge, you're teaching. And with each instance, you're reinforcing the lesson for yourself while making a positive impact on someone else's life. Teaching also forces you to be accountable. When you commit to teaching, you hold yourself to a higher standard. You can't teach something unless you've fully understood it yourself. The act of teaching creates a sense of responsibility. It makes you go deeper into your studies, to refine your understanding and to keep growing. When you teach, you cannot afford to be complacent. You have to be at your best, because you are not just learning for your own benefit, you are learning for others as well. And here's something amazing. Teaching opens you up to new perspectives. When you teach someone something, you allow them to share their own thoughts and insights, which could enhance your own understanding. It's a two-way street. As much as you are giving to them, they are giving to you in return. This exchange of ideas broadens your view of the world and strengthens your own learning. You begin to understand that growth isn't just about acquiring knowledge. It's about sharing it, reflecting on it, and evolving with it. The process of teaching also cultivates a sense of purpose. It connects you to something bigger than yourself. When you teach, you are part of a larger mission, one that is about lifting others, empowering others, and helping others to see what is possible. It's not just about what you can accomplish for yourself, but about what you can help others achieve as well. And there's an incredible feeling of fulfillment that comes from knowing you've made a difference in someone else's life, that your words, your actions, and your knowledge have helped them take the next step on their own journey. One of the greatest benefits of teaching is that it helps you stay sharp. As we go through life, it's easy to become complacent, to fall into old habits, and to stop pushing ourselves. But when you're committed to teaching others, it keeps you on your toes. You're always looking for new things to learn, so that you have something valuable to share. Teaching forces you to stay engaged, to stay curious, and to keep evolving. It's a continuous cycle of learning and giving, one that fuels your own growth while helping others along the way. Think about the people who have taught you along your journey, whether it was a mentor, a teacher, or even a friend. Think about the impact they had on you. They didn't just teach you something, they changed your life. The lessons they imparted to you had a ripple effect on the way you think, the way you act, and the way you live. And that's the same kind of impact you can have on others. By teaching, you're not just passing on knowledge, you're passing on a legacy. You're giving others the tools they need to succeed, to grow, and to become the best version of themselves. And that's a gift that keeps on giving. Every time you teach, you're reinforcing your own lessons, you're learning new things, and you're contributing to a larger cause. You're helping people grow, helping them develop, and helping them move closer to their own goals. You become a catalyst for change, not just in your own life, but in the lives of others. The more you teach, the more you become a leader in your community, your workplace, and your personal circles. It's a beautiful cycle. You learn, you teach, and in teaching you continue to learn. The more you give, the more you receive. Teaching is one of the most selfless acts you can engage in, and it's also one of the most rewarding. It's a way to not only enrich your own life, but to enrich the lives of everyone around you. And in doing so, you create a legacy of knowledge, wisdom, and growth that will live on far beyond you. So don't hold back. Share what you know, teach others, pass along the wisdom you've gained, and watch as it not only transforms their lives, but also deepens your own understanding. The more you teach, the more you grow, and in that process you become part of something far bigger than yourself, a community of learners, leaders, and change makers. You have something valuable to offer, and the world is waiting for you to share it. Number 10, never stop growing. Success is not a destination. It's a journey that doesn't end. It's not something you can simply achieve and then stop, sit back, and relax. No, success is an ongoing process of continuous growth, learning, and adapting. This is one of the most important things you can understand if you want to truly reach your potential and maintain it. Success leaves clues, and one of the clearest clues is that you must never stop growing. When you decide to embrace this idea, something incredible happens. You stop seeing obstacles as roadblocks, and instead you start to see them as opportunities to grow. Every challenge you face becomes a lesson. Every setback becomes a chance to strengthen your resolve. This mindset shift is the foundation of real, sustainable success. The reality is, life is going to change. It's always in motion. The world around you is evolving, technology is advancing, and new opportunities are always presenting themselves. If you stop growing, you'll get left behind. You'll become stagnant. The person you were yesterday is not enough to face the challenges of tomorrow. You have to keep growing, learning, and adapting. When you commit to the idea that growth is never ending, your mindset shifts from survival to thriving. You become someone who actively seeks opportunities for improvement. You don't wait for things to happen. You make them happen. You look for ways to better yourself every single day, knowing that each new skill you acquire, each new lesson you learn, and each new challenge you conquer brings you closer to the person you want to become. Here's the thing. When you stop growing, you stop living at your fullest potential. Your potential is limitless, but only if you keep pushing the boundaries of what you know and what you think is possible. And let me tell you, the most successful people are not the ones who have figured it all out and stopped. They're the ones who have committed to a lifetime of learning and growing. They understand that success is not a finish line, it's a marathon. And in this marathon, you have to keep running, keep evolving, and keep improving, or you'll fall behind. Every single person who has achieved greatness in any field will tell you the same thing. It wasn't their first attempt that made them successful. It was their ability to adapt, to learn from their failures, and to continue growing. They've all faced setbacks, made mistakes, and hit walls, but they didn't stop. They used those experiences as fuel to continue growing. They used their failures as stepping stones towards success. One of the most powerful things about committing to never stop growing is that it keeps you engaged in your own life. It forces you to ask yourself, how can I improve today? What new skills can I develop? How can I make today better than yesterday? These questions keep you active, keep you moving, and keep you focused on your own growth. You're always striving for better, always challenging yourself to become a stronger, wiser, and more resilient person. This is where true freedom lies. Freedom comes not from having everything figured out, but from knowing that you have the power to adapt, to learn, and to grow at any time. It's the freedom to change your direction, to start fresh, and to keep moving forward. It's the freedom that comes from being in control of your own growth and understanding that you are the one responsible for your success. And when you understand that, nothing can hold you back. You have the ability to reinvent yourself, to overcome any obstacle, and to achieve whatever you set your mind to. But here's the challenge. Growth doesn't always feel good. It doesn't always feel easy. Sometimes it's uncomfortable. Sometimes it's frustrating. But those moments of discomfort are the ones that matter the most. Those are the times when you're truly growing. It's when you're pushed out of your comfort zone that you learn the most about yourself. It's when you push through resistance that you break through to new levels of success. People who stop growing often become complacent. They think they've reached a certain level, and that's enough. But here's the harsh truth. There's no such thing as enough when it comes to growth. You can always be better. You can always learn more. There's always a new skill to develop, a new challenge to take on, a new way to level up your life. And the moment you stop seeking that growth, you stop living at your full potential. Look at the world's most successful people. They didn't stop after they achieved their first big win. They didn't say, I've made it, now I can relax. Instead, they kept pushing, kept learning, and kept growing. They understood that success wasn't a destination. It was a process, and the key to maintaining that success was to keep evolving. They embraced the idea that their greatest asset was their ability to grow and improve over time. When you commit to never stop growing, you're not just improving your life, you're contributing to the world around you. Your growth becomes a ripple effect that touches the lives of everyone you come into contact with. You inspire others to grow, to learn, and to push past their limits. You become a source of motivation, a source of wisdom, and a source of encouragement for others. Your growth doesn't just benefit you, it benefits everyone around you. As you continue to grow, you'll begin to realize that growth is not just about accumulating more knowledge. It's about becoming a better version of yourself in every way, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. It's about building habits that align with your goals, developing a mindset that supports your success, and cultivating resilience that keeps you moving forward, no matter what challenges arise. The more you focus on your own growth, the more you will attract opportunities, success, and fulfillment into your life. So never stop growing. Commit to learning, to evolving, and to becoming better every single day. Don't let the fear of failure or the discomfort of growth hold you back. Embrace it. Know that every setback is a setup for a comeback. Every challenge is an opportunity to grow stronger. And every step you take toward growth is a step toward the life you've always dreamed of. Keep pushing, keep learning, and most importantly, never stop growing. Your success depends on it.